Alright, so I never got around to doing this last month, in December of 2021. I went to the Do or Diecast trade night in Tewksbury, Massachusetts, and I got a bunch of stuff. I traded for a good chunk of things. I bought a couple, and my friend Jeff brought me by a lot of cool gifts. We're always trading back and forth, but sometimes some of the really cool stuff he gives me is definitely cooler than anything I can dig up for him. But anyway, here's a magazine Jeff hooked me up with. That was, I guess he has a double of this. Just an unbelievable, I mean, the plethora of photography in here alone, for somebody like me where I'm a big pre-war car fanatic, is just unbelievable. It speaks for itself. Really fantastic magazine. And the thing is that you really have to appreciate this in the proper context. This book was published in, let me see, let's look at the, I can't find the exact date, but I want to say this is from the late 60s. Actually, no, probably early 60s by the looks of it, now that I think about it. In any case, published by Peterson, as in Motor Trend. So, pretty cool. Anyway, so that's one of the coolest pieces of anything that I got. Pretty amazing. And let's move on with the rest. This was from my buddy Angel. It is the Greenlight 1/24 scale Beetle from the Gremlins, which is just hilarious. This one didn't come with the figurine. Some of them do. And I'm probably going to get a small little gremlin to put inside there or something, because that would be funny. So there you go, you got the license plate, Gremlins. Pretty neat. Now, there's a door prize at all of the Do or Diecast events. We meet up at the 99 in Tewksbury, and there's you get a ticket. There's a door prize, and there's a raffle. There's a bunch of stuff. Anyway, I bought 2 tickets and then a third for this super treasure hunt. It's a Purple Passion, Rail Riders. The thing's pretty awesome. That Spectra Flame. It's from that era when, I mean, it's a treasure hunt, but I mean, I guess it would be a super because it's got Rail Riders. It's not Spectra Flame, so it's late 90s, I want to say. Whatever is this? 2004. Anyway, that was a really cool piece. I'm very excited about that. Absolutely love adding something like this to my collection that I would have definitely bought at some point. But in this case, I want it for the equivalent of $3. I believe it's $3 I spent on 3 tickets or something like that. And speaking of treasure hunts and super treasure hunts and that sort of gray area, everybody's talking about that Cobra this year. But look at this thing. Holy hell, it's a Zamak, it's a super, it's a premium, it's metal, it's a Rail Rider. I mean, honestly, isn't this almost better than the current super? The hood still opens, it's got a metal base. This is a nicer car than the current 2021 Cobra Super. Prove me wrong. Beautiful car, beautiful casting. I got it for a very reasonable price. So there's that. I have this car. I've had it since I was a kid. It's in great shape. I have no recollection of the packaging. I was a little kid. My dad used to actually open them up and give me the loose car, maybe because he knew I was a hoarder and I would want to save the packaging too. It's not even kidding. That's probably a legitimate reason why I did that, but because I love the packaging too. But I got this one in the late 80s, and I've always loved it. It was the first antifreeze yellow Spectra Flame car I ever got. I would have bought this one even if it wasn't an error and if it wasn't upside down. And I don't know if it's probably possible to spin this thing around. But either way, it'd be facing the wrong direction. Hot Wheels, at that point, I think they all face to the right. So, it's pretty cool. Alright, not going to spend a lot of time on these, but stuff that I'm really excited about because they're castings that I love. So there's that. There's that. GMC Motorhome. And another treasure hunt. And a Target exclusive. This is pretty awesome. Wasn't aware of this car's existence. C6 Corvette. It's got the snowflakes on there. On the packaging, I mean, there's snowflakes. Not snowflake wheels, obviously. It's got the treasure hunt logo, and it's a Target exclusive, and I hate to say it's one of the few times that I might not open up a car just because it's so cool. The packaging is very unique. Finally, an NA Miata regular treasure hunt from this year. I have never found one of these, and I've come so close to just barely missed the cases in many instances. So here it is. This thing's going to be a super this year, I think, if I remember correctly. This one's pretty nice. Why not? Got it for $1. Didn't overpay. This thing has been impossible to track down. Finally have one. Pretty awesome. And when it comes to the cool combis, when I see one of the other ones that has a nice paint job, I always pick it up when it's reasonable. And finally, Mass Diecast gave me a great deal on this, and I finally decided to take him up on it. He offered it to me for a great deal last time, and I just was trying to not spend too much money. This time I made some sales, so pulled the trigger on it. Got this beauty. I say all the time I'm a little burned out on Skylines from Hot Wheels, but I mean, this color is just beautiful. Now here comes some loose stuff. This is something kind of different. Cat in the Hat. Kind of wacky casting from Johnny Lightning. I've always kind of liked it. I don't know. As far as a fantasy car, it could be worse. And it dates back to a few decades ago anyway. Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. I got that because I thought of the girls. I read my girls a lot of Dr. Seuss books when they were little. Spent a lot of time reading them Dr. Seuss books. So that's a little bit of nostalgia for me. Way to kind of tie in multiple facets of my life. Alright, we're already at 10 minutes, and I haven't even gotten through half this stuff, so I'm going to start going a little faster, but here's something kind of cool. These Brazilian V-dubs are awesome. Got two of these, one from my buddy Robert. Pretty awesome for a Mustang, right? I've always liked this casting. I have a hard time saying no to a Charger, especially in this color combo. Pink Cadillac, 69 Sedan Deville. Same as a 70, basically. Got two of these Purple Passions. Same deal as before. One is going to be for my buddy Robert, so let's go in his collection. Jiffy Lube tail dragger. Metal on metal. Homer Simpson's wacky car. The one he designed when he found out his brother was basically like the head of General Motors and this bankrupted the company because it was ridiculous. The separate bubble for the kids. Gotta love it. Rolls Royce style grill. That's right, I think it was called the Homer. Pretty funny. We should make a real version of this. That would be hilarious. Lotus Evora. Pretty cool. What does it say? Oh, Evora Cup GT4, I believe. GT4. Pretty neat. Even though it's powered by a Toyota RAV4 engine. Skyline. One of the closest matched plastic to metallic paint job situations I've ever seen with this car. My buddy Jeff gave me this thing. Pretty awesome. One of those Getty cars. Pretty amazing. That's a square body I get excited about. Another one of these guys. But a Momo version. Black, red, yellow. Pretty awesome. Some crazy fantasy cars. I think Jeff's dad detailed this one, because it definitely has some nice detailing on it. The supercharger belts are painted. Wow. It's actually pretty intricate. Kind of a wild casting. A fantasy car, but a really cool one. A little bit of a Cadzilla vibe. So I just visited my buddy Robert, and I was looking at this car, and I was thinking, it looks familiar, and I think I saw it on eBay or something. And for a split second, I almost thought, did I buy that at the last trade night? I thought, nah, I don't think so. But here it is. I love that. I love thinking I passed on a car because I might not have wanted to spend the money or whatever. And then later on you find out, oh no, I ended up getting it. Love this old cop car. Clearly an old Plymouth or a Dodge. It would be a Dodge Monaco. Plymouth Fury. Something along those lines. A little dumbed down. Because, it's a Hot Wheels car from those days. But still awesome. Same casting. Wildly different execution. Alright, rapid fire. Really beautiful. Beautifully detailed Mini Cooper. My buddy Jeff's father, once again, is the one I believe who did that one. This Ford is, well, I mean, we need to say about that, it's awesome. Datsun 510 long roof. Another Gotham City Police Department Charger. Can't ever pass on those. This Camaro, I have a couple of these, but I mean, again, what a perfect example of a really nice casting that it's hard to pass on. Even if it was a little beat. Got a couple of chips here and there. Next we have a 5-pack. This thing's pretty cool. And apparently this is the only way to get this particular S15 Nissan casting in this color. It's an exclusive, and they only made it a couple of different ways. I forget the exact details, but we got the shoebox. It's kind of a graffiti series. Graffiti rides, they're calling it. And I really actually like these. They're pretty cool. So anyway, that's I didn't pay anything close to $11.99 for it. I traded it for like a premium or something. Next up, everybody knows, well, if you're a friend of mine or you're fairly familiar with me or you've met me for 10 minutes and heard me talk about cars, in any of those scenarios you'll know that I used to daily drive a 1959 Buick. And so I absolutely love this casting. It's the only 59 Buick I went to 64th scale or thereabout. They called it a Buick Electra. They didn't identify the year. It's 100% a 59. It is not a 60. A 60 is a whole different car. The tail fins are rounded. Taillights are similar. Overall body shape is similar. Same greenhouse. But the grille and headlights are vastly different. It's basically a completely different car. 1959 is a much, much, much more awesome, more aggressive, more well-balanced, and more beautiful car. And so I'm a big fan of these. And this one is in rough shape, but you know what? It's okay. It's not going to get restored. It's just going to exist as it is. Some kid played with it and managed to not smash it to pieces. There's a little chip here. A lot of paint chips. A lot of patina, but love it. This is from, I believe, The Incredibles, I was told. I just kind of fell in love with it. I thought it was really cool. Little cartoonish, goofy little car. But it's definitely, it has the vibe of a forward look car. Little Chrysler, a little Plymouth. You know, a lot of people would say 57 Chevy, but not really. The tail fins have more of an upkick, and they're more aggressive. But in any case, 50s police car. Kind of silly, kind of awesome. And one more Buick. This thing's beautiful. I thought it was black, to be honest, when I saw it. And I grabbed it, and then later on, I noticed it's definitely a navy blue. It's not black at all. It's not perfect, but that's okay. It's a pretty nice shape for what it is. This thing's awesome. And it wasn't called a Matchbox yet at that point. It was just a Lesney. This is a Weatherill hydraulic. Pretty awesome. Basically a front end loader, from what I understand. Look at that WH cast into it though. Pretty funny. And last but not least, we've got this guy. Look at that. Matchbox series made in England by Lesney. And it is a grit spreading truck. Does appear to say Ford on the front. Very interesting cab and setup. You notice it dumps underneath, dumps forward. Pretty fascinating. Seems to be a UK thing.